You would imagine in normal circumstances, market participants in the framework of how markets have traded the past months, years, would probably regard this as good news. She would want to be sure that the Fed doesn't start shifting away from what it's doing until there's a lot of evidence that there's a virtuous circle with unemployment going down and staying down. And I would imagine for the rest of the world, particularly the beaten-up emerging world, it's kind of good news.
Well, Jim, clearly the Federal Reserve has a domestic mandate here, jobs, growth, inflation. That's going to be her prerogative. Does this next Fed chairman, no matter who it is, likely to be Janet Yellen here, need to look more international, need to look at the Fed's policies and the implications that they have on emerging markets and on financial markets around the globe?
I see some important emerging policymakers have been saying that the past 24 hours in D.C. No, I don't think so. As I've written about and said recently, the job of the Fed is to do what's right for the U.S. But all these other countries around the world that seem to be upset with the Fed recently, my view is get a life. Get a life and start developing your own markets. This episode demonstrates their sort of prisoner's dilemma, as it's known, and the way to get out of that is developing the liquidity and usage of your own currencies.